19th. It is now 2:05 p.m. I now call to order the Community Development Committee meeting. Want to go ahead and open us up with an invocation. So if you could, please bow your heads. Father God, we just come before you today just thanking you for another opportunity to be here to serve, God. We ask that you would just continue to give us wisdom and guidance and lead us and guide us into all truth so that we can improve uh, the quality of life for each and every person that we serve. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Counselor, you should see the minutes from our last meeting that took place on Tuesday, October 15th at 2 p.m. Is there an approval of the minutes and the agenda?
I move approval of the minutes from the October 15th meeting.
Second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? And those minutes are approved. New business. So we'll go to our item 2 with Mr. Roderick Lowe to bring that before us. How you doing, Mr. Lowe?
Good afternoon. My name is Roger Lowe, and I serve as the subdivision planner for the city of Birmingham. And item 2, which is subdivision case 2024, case 76, a request for favorable recommendation regarding the vacation of 70,400 square feet of right-of-way, and a request for approval of a final plat resurveying 29 lots and the vacated right-of-way into 2 lots called Birmingham Block 424 resurvey. This is for the Evans Meat project. And if you have any questions, they do have representatives here that can give you a little bit more.
Yeah, and thank you, Mr. Lowe. Do we have a representative that will be able to just kind of tell us a little bit about the project and what exactly is happening in this space?
Where it is.
Good afternoon, Randall Minor, 1901 6th Avenue North, representing Evans Meat. And I believe, and I'm not sure what all you guys have in front of you, but I've got a couple of things to hand out. Just the photos. And then, Roger, I got 2 more things, sorry.
The numbers on them.
I don't know. We'll make sure we start doing that.
So I'll start with the pretty picture just to kind of orient you guys. So obviously this is Birmingham. This is Messer and 29th Street North, just north of Sloss Furnace. And what you see in the foreground is the Stivers commercial trucking facility. And so just behind that, kind of to the left, you see kind of a white, gray looking building, 1 story, it's a couple buildings. So that's the property we're talking about. Evans Meat, they're currently located off of Finley Boulevard. It used to be called Southeastern Meats. We've got representatives of the company here, and they can tell you more about what they're doing. The shorthand of it is they're moving, they want to stay in the city of Birmingham, they're moving to this new facility, or what will be a new facility, because it'll allow them to triple their output. So they'll be able to stay in Birmingham, triple their output. We've got a pending request to the IDB where they're committing to retaining jobs and growing jobs in the city of Birmingham. So that process is gone through, almost done. So this is the building we're seeking to vacate. 29th Street North and 6th Avenue North. And I believe one of the site plans I gave you guys shows their parking plan, but the short of it is kind of easier to describe it. So the building's located at that corner. This is will be administrative offices, but also kind of a distribution and processing facility. So a lot of trucks. They didn't want the truck traffic to be on Messer, so the idea was to move, relocate some of the bays, to expand some of the bays, to delete some of the existing encroachments that are there, just kind of make it a real facility that will work for them. And the trucks will ingress, egress off of the street, off the public right-of-way, and they'll be able to load in the former 29th Street North right-of-way, in the 6th Avenue North right-of-way. Trying to think of what else I want to make sure you guys are aware of. And I'll pause, just make sure there's, not talking too fast. I don't have any questions yet.
Now you can keep going.
Okay. So we submitted the application. We had this morning, we were before the Economic Development Committee meeting. There's also a related request to waive the vacation right-of-way fee. That fee is $105,000. As we explained this morning at the committee meeting, the reason for the request is twofold. One, we were calculating a different vacation fee than the staff was, and it was like a significant difference. And then when we were looking at the plan of development and what they're planning to do relative to the stormwater and other public infrastructure improvements in the area, they're going to spend well north of the $105,000 vacation fee. And so what we were proposing is we would just commit to do that work in lieu of paying the vacation fee. And it's been before the subdivision committee of the City Planning Commission, and it was unanimously approved. I think it was like 4-0. So happy to answer any other questions you guys may have.
Well, Mr. Minor, thank you for giving us that information. I did have one question because you said that this vacation would help with the traffic of trucks. How many trucks do you all foresee being in this space or kind of utilizing? Okay, come up so that. You could just give your name and.
Yeah. Hey, I'm Adam Evans. I'm president, one of the owners at Evans Meats. Right now, we've got about 35 trucks, and we project up to 40 in the next 2 years.
Gotcha. And this will be, I'm assuming that there's going to be some different bays that are put on the, what is this, the 29th Street side?
Correct.
Okay.
That's the 29th Street side is, see, I gotta get oriented here a little bit. Yeah, the 29th Street side is crucial for the building working for our business. We will load at night, we'll load up to 25 trucks, route trucks. So the bay doors will be on this 29th Street side, so it's crucial for the operation to work well.
Okay. And do you know how many bays it will be?
I believe we've got 16 at this point, and 4 of those will be for future growth. I think 12 we'll start out with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Councilor Abbott, did you have any questions?
I'm still looking at this pile of paper that doesn't really tell us much of anything. So this really nice-looking building that we see in this picture, that's not it.
Correct. That is the Stivers building, and part of the reason I picked that angle.
Is that?
That is it, correct. And so one of the things that you can see a little bit here, but, first of all, you can see it's a new building, right? But the same contractor that built the Stivers building, they engaged the same contractor. So all of the stormwater measures that the Stivers folks did on their site we're planning, the same contractor's planning to build into those same stormwater systems. So, one of the things that you see, clearly from the picture is there's green grass on the Stivers site. There's no grass, or there's a little bit of grass. It's more like weeds on the current building. So one of the things that the site plan for the building is for there to be more pervious areas. So a lot of the intention is to get the stormwater off of the street, detain it on site if we can, or route it into some of the existing stormwater network that was done for the Stivers facility.
Okay, so all of these multiplicity of lots have been resurveyed into one?
Not yet. That's the proposal. So if this is granted, then the ultimate plat, the final plat that Shoal has put together, that would reassign all those to a single lot. And then there's another out lot, so there's the 2 lots total that will result from this.
Okay, and so the vacation of 6th Avenue North is certainly critical to your project because it would go right through the middle of your building. I assume that 6th Avenue North and 29th are unopened streets?
That's exactly right. And one of it doesn't, if you go to the site currently, 6th Avenue North, so to the east of 29th Street North, it's already been vacated for the Stivers facility. And so what we're proposing is just kind of vacating this portion. Currently, when you go there, and you actually can see it on the survey, and the survey is the one that says, in the bottom right-hand corner, it says ALTA, ALTA, ACSM Land Title Survey. You can see there's several existing structures in the right-of-way, to your point that it's unmapped. And so one of the things that they're proposing to do is fix that, delete those obstructions in the right-of-way to allow truck traffic to traverse, 6th Avenue North, turn on the 29th Street, and the loading bays will be on the former 29th Street.
Okay, so 29th Street will still be used for traffic. It will just be then on your property instead of on public property.
Correct. And a couple reasons for that. One is that allows us to park the trucks there, because if it was a street, obviously, we couldn't park them there. And then the second thing is that allows us to use the 29th Street North as part of the detention strategy for water.
Okay, so everything that's on the property right now will be demolished and you're just starting over?
So they're actually, and you can speak to it better than I can.
So there's a lot of smaller buildings that are built kind of on the edges of the main structure. All those are gonna be demolished. I think 30 feet of the building on the east side of the property that is along the 29th Street, we're gonna demolish 30 feet of that whole side of the building to accommodate truck space, and that part of the foundation of the building is compromised also.
Okay, and the stormwater effort that you're going to make is due to the fact that the area floods when it rains?
Correct. Yes, currently there's a loading dock on the front of the building, which is along Messer, and that loading dock area floods frequently. And then you've got the bridge a little bit further down 30th Street, I believe. Underneath that bridge, it floods really bad too. So this will sort of, anything we do will help the flooding in the area, reduce the amount of water.
So is the plan with the stormwater to encourage it to soak into the ground, or are you going to be piping it somewhere else?
We've got this gentleman here is with Raider McCary, and he can speak more to the strategy there.
Yeah, so we're working through the survey right now and gonna, work with the civil engineers to make sure either goes to a detention pond or maybe some micro swells, kind of like we did on Stivers, where it'll kind of collect in one area, and then kind of, disperse from there.
Yeah, because every time we fix one place in town, we seem to mess up another one. So, heaven knows we don't need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be spending, as part of this job, we're gonna be spending several $100,000, getting the storm right and the paving right as part of that alley vacation, and then in the front as well, with landscaping and some more pervious type construction.
Okay, yeah, you don't want underwater meets,
No, that wouldn't be good.
but, we just have so much flooding in Birmingham, and it is a valley, but, it's gotta go somewhere. Okay, I think those are all my questions. Thank
Okay.
you, Mr. Chairman.
No, and I think, definitely the information about, how the stormwater is gonna be dealt with, especially in that area, is extremely important. We've had several cars to get trapped, and flood, because they thought that they could make it through, over in that area and didn't realize how deep and how much flooding takes place. So,
Kinda like outrunning a train.
absolutely, not a very smart thing to do. All in all, though, this will create a lot more efficiency and flow for you all to be able to do what you do in terms of distributing the meats that you all send out. And I think it's also, cool too that you talked about this being a night operation or an evening, early morning type of. Most of the time, that's when most of the trucks would
Correct, yeah.
be moving around.
Most of the truck loading, is done during the night,
Gotcha.
overnight, between 12 and 5 a.m.
Okay.
And they're usually on the road. The out-of-town trucks are on the road by 5 a.m., no later than 5 a.m.
Gotcha. Okay.
How many employees did you say you had that will be at this site?
Right now, we're at about 135, and I think projecting we'll be, he can speak more to employees.
Magic Gun, Evans Meats. So right now we have 128 full-time employees. 116 of those are in Birmingham. Others are salesmen in other markets and some drivers in other markets as well. We are projecting to grow in Birmingham by 20 jobs or $880,000 in payroll by 2030. Is what we've committed to with the IDB as part of our incentive package. And so that'll bring our total employment up to 158 people by 2030. It could be more, but that's where we're projecting that we end.
And most of them are actually processing and packaging meat?
Most of our employees are in an operations warehouse capacity. I wouldn't say, probably half are in a processing role where we are cutting meat and seafood at nighttime. So if you go to one of your favorite restaurants and you get a steak or a piece of fish, it likely came from Evans. So they're people that are working to do those, and those jobs are mainly people in the neighborhood, and we have a really high retention rate. One of the things that made us look in Birmingham and want to stay on the north side of Birmingham specifically is because that's where our employees live. And when we announced we were moving, one of the main questions that Adam and I have gotten is, how much further will I have to drive to get to work when we move? And we tell them that it's on Messer and it's still in North Birmingham, and everybody's really happy and thankful that it's still there. So that's why we are looking here, and one of the big drivers, along with it's a building that suits our needs pretty well, and then from a logistical perspective, a space perspective, and proximity to our current workforce. So most of them will be kind of where they are now.
Good, thank you.
Thank you all for that. Is there a motion on the item?
Yes, I move approval of item 2.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it, and that item has been approved.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. Moving on to item 3, with Mr. Glover, Chief Condemnation Demolition Coordinator. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Glover. I serve as Chief Condemnation Demolition Coordinator. Item number 3, request for a special repair permit for the property that was condemned by City Council on October 22nd, 2024, 1317 44th Place North. Application for a special repair permit submitted by Andre Town at 6413 GNH Road.
Okay. Don't look too bad. I was about to say, is Mr. Towns here?
Good afternoon.
How you doing, Mr. Towns? I guess, what's the goal, with this property?
To rehab it and, more than likely rent it out.
Okay. Mr. Glover, are there any voided permits or voided permit repairs? All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like construction is already underway.
No, I bought it in that condition. The way it
Okay.
looks now is the way I bought it.
So on the inside, this is the best looking house we've seen on the inside. We've seen some pretty big wrecks, but anyway, so somebody else was working on it and gave up, and then you,
Yeah, I'm guessing so. It looked like you started and it just either ran out of money or ran out of ambition to do it.
yeah. Well, at least he did all the demolition for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a motion on the item?
Well, I wanted to ask one
Oh,
question.
go ahead.
I can't tell from the pictures, what kind of shape is the roof in?
The roof looked like it was replaced, fairly recently.
By the other guy?
Yeah. I was glad for that, but that was about, demoing the roof.
Yeah, well, that was my only other question. I just wanted to know its condition, because everything is contingent on the condition of your roof.
Yeah. Well, with that, I do have one question, and Mr. Glover, just for clarity. Mr. Towns will have to check in with you every 30 days to, improve in terms of the repairs that are being made on the property? Got you. Okay. So as long as there's continuous movement, then, all shall be well. Okay. Is there a motion on the
Yeah,
item?
I move approval of item 3.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item 3 passes and is approved.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Item 4, Mr. Johnny Mickles. Our land acquisition agent.
Good afternoon, members of the committee. My name is Johnny Mickles, and I serve as the land acquisition agent for the city of Birmingham. And I would like to present a right-of-way encroachment license agreement between the city of Birmingham and FIF Holdings LLC regarding the proposed installation of one awning for the purpose of new renovations. The awning will project from the exterior of the building located at 312 18th Street North, as shown on the attached Exhibit A.
First of all, I appreciate you for these large
Yeah, I
drawings.
was gonna say, this is very thorough and very easy to read, and I feel pretty happy. I needed a microscope for that other one.
Right.
There is an existing awning, they're just gonna replace it with a new one.
So this is the awning that's gonna be
Yes.
put out there? Got you.
Well, I think this is pretty easy.
Yeah.
I move approval.
A second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Thank you.
That item is approved. Thank you. Okay. And now we're gonna, saving the best for last, Ms. Sade McClaney Hammond.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So the item that we're presenting today is the Keep Birmingham Beautiful Board and Commission. We are currently reviewing where we have changed, where we make some amendments to reduce the board size so that we can get quorum for our board. So the size has been reduced from 25 members to 15 members. The breakdown of the board would go from, the business would go from 9 to 5, and then the community organizations would go from 6 to 3. The education would go from 3 to 2, and the members at large would go from 4 to 2. The other changes that would apply to this would be the department that the program is located in. So it would move from the Department of Public Works to the Planning, Engineering, and Permits Department, where that department falls under the Watershed Division now. The other amendments to the document, there are no more amendments. We are just, again, making the changes to make sure that we can get quorum and keep Birmingham beautiful.
Thank you. And so a quorum would actually be not 13, but 8 members now.
Correct.
Under this new.
It would be 8 members, correct. And previously, we had to have 12. And so that kind of throwed a lot of things off in the state of Alabama. You have to meet in person, and so it's kind of hard to get 25 people to a meeting at one time, although the initiative is very well.
Okay.
And I do apologize again. My name is Shada Hammond. I serve as the director of Keep Birmingham Beautiful program.
Thank you. Councilor Abbott, did you have any questions?
Okay, so Keep Birmingham Beautiful Commission, y'all's mission is still to keep Birmingham beautiful.
Absolutely, the
Okay,
mission
so
doesn't change.
Why are you in the stormwater?
So our stormwater team partners, Keep Birmingham Beautiful and Stormwater have partnered with other municipalities, and so we all do recycling education together, any conservation education. So just to conserve resources, it was best to put us in that department, because most of the time when we were going to meetings, we were both, City of Birmingham was sitting at the table multiple times, and it was not, that's not what we wanted. We wanted to make sure that we were efficient, and so we moved to that department, and that way we can combine our efforts to do what we do in litter, improve recycling, and do beautification and sustainability throughout the city.
Okay, and are there any requirements for the members? Do they have to have
No,
any?
this board does not have requirements, because we want to have the community-based balance. And so with the corporations, the individual that represents for the corporation does not have to live in Birmingham, but would serve on behalf of their organization, and or the members that are listed in the different divisions, they can be just residents or concerned citizens of the city of Birmingham. But this board is appointed by the mayor, and so I know that we have quite a few qualified candidates that will come about from this change.
And so this has nothing to do with what you're asking us for, but you know all those signs that y'all give to businesses and entities that say
Absolutely.
wonderful things?
This
So-
will allow us to fix that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of them that are all rusted and falling apart, and it does not look like we're keeping Birmingham beautiful.
I would agree, but that's why the mayor has tasked us to get it right, so that we can get those individuals back on board and get the funding back rolling, so that we can correct that and move to keeping Birmingham beautiful for over 32 years now.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of Keep Birmingham Beautiful. I think y'all do or did great work, so I'm sure you're aspiring to do great work
Do more,
again.
absolutely.
And probably having people who actually attend your meetings will help.
Thank you, Counselor.
Okay, I'm ready to make a motion if you're ready.
Yeah, I was just reading that the Director of Public Works and his or her authorized representative will be serving on this.
So with the switches of the department moving to PEP, the Director of Planning, Engineering, and Permits Director will serve in that location. But I promise you, KBB cannot do anything without the Department of Public Works, so they will always be in the mix.
Absolutely. And then, let me see, you also have representative of Birmingham Business Alliance.
Yes, that, though, the representative from the Park and Rec Community Development Board Council has a seat, as well as the mayor has a, is ex officiato member. And so those, though we do have three, which would be the council, the mayor, and the Birmingham Business Alliance. And that's just to have the balance and have everyone at the table for sure.
And that's what I was getting to. I like that there's, a lot of synergy that's being created in this space. Got everybody from different vantage points that, can speak into the work that you all are doing. So I think that's awesome.
Thank you, Counselor.
Yes, ma'am.
Just one more question
ma'am.
then. So which members are voting members? You've got the mayor, the council.
So the 15 members of body, which would include the business, community, education, and members at large, are the voting members. And then you have the ex officiato members that serve as, if there is a need for a tiebreaker, if ever. But we don't quite ever have that situation happen because we're all on the same page to keep Birmingham beautiful.
Okay, that's good. Well, I move that we approve item 4.
Second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed. Item 1 passes.
Thank you so
Aye,
much.
it's approved.
I appreciate
No problem.
y'all. I appreciate you.
Moving to announcements, I know that we do have one board vacancy on the Park and Recreation Board. The qualifications are you must be a resident of the city of Birmingham, you must be a registered voter, you must be over the age of 21 years, and you must be a taxpayer and real property owner. Our next Birmingham Park and Recreation Board meeting will take place tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Norwood Community Center. Let me look that address up because I want to make sure that I share the correct information with you. And that is 1330 28th Street North. So again, the next Park and Recreation Board meeting will take place tomorrow, Wednesday, November 20th at 9 a.m. at the Norwood Community Center located at 1330 28th Street North. That completes all my announcements. Did you have any announcements, Council?
I have no announcements.
Awesome. Is there a motion for adjournment?
I move that we adjourn.
Second, we are